There we go. Lovely. Seem to be on the stream. Okay, so welcome to XCrawl Sunday. Lena decided that it would be cruel to her to only be able to attend half an hour of the session, so she is not with us today. For the sake of anything that involves her, we will be assuming that her characters got food poisoning because that might as well be what happened. Um, this is essentially going to be session 0 adjacent because really when it comes down to it, as fun as the funnel was, this is where it actually starts. So be prepared and feel free to bring up any questions or anything like that. But the way we are starting is that I have printed out all the character sheets because I am absolutely committed to the bit. Months have passed since you made it through the XCrawl's Got Talent Gauntlet. Months of hard work and rigorous training in the most famous regions of the North American Empire, the mage colleges of Boston, the athletic shrines near the Fountain of Youth in Florida, and of course the specialist guilds in Washington City, near or possibly inside the Houses of Congress. But now you've been bussed back across the Dragon territories to the city of New York, home of the Adventurers Guild Eversharp Razors and the Freesh Dunham and Smith Talent Agency. You are meeting today in the office of Guy Freesh, the agent that DJ Glitterbomb signed you up with. And when you get to his office, he seems absolutely delighted to see you, shaking everyone's hands with both of his hands, rings jangling on his thick fingers. Anything you guys want to lead with?
Like Joan vigorously and too long shakes his hand and wants to show off you know how skilled she is, kind of doing some unarmored, type jujitsu moves and tumbling around.
Now, tumbling around, does this mean tumbling him around or just showing off in general?
Just showing off,
Okay.
doing solo moves. Yeah.
I have to check these things just in case. I've got an extended note if any of the specialists decide that they're going to go ahead and show off their skills. So probably not a good idea, but I've got the numbers just in case. So
yeah, while she's doing that, Beta's gonna hide in the shadows and then pop out when she's done.
Oh, excellent.
Show off his, yeah. Look what I can do.
That is fantastic. So he seems suitably impressed and says, yeah, I think this is gonna work out. He wanders back to his desk and grabs a folder, then flops into the chair behind the desk and puts his feet on it. Okay, crawlers, here's how it works. I get you jobs, you make an impression, you get paid, I get a finder's fee. You got something you need, training, special gear, Emperor's Ronald's signature, that sort of thing. You pay me a bonus, I'll figure out how it happens. Any complaints about that? Questions? Anything like that?
Nope, sounds good.
Well then, you all have been getting a stipend for while you got your training, and that money's gonna run out soon. So we need to go ahead and get you in front of some people. There is a big event happening in North Carolina, and the DJ is promising the coolest new monster the world has ever seen, and I have managed to make it yours. The pay-per-view for this should be amazing, kids. Amazing. We have a week to get you a tour bus and start you heading down south. So, let's talk getting you famous, keeping you famous. Tomorrow, we've got that commercial. We're filming it for Eversharp Razors. You hopefully remember. It's been a little while, but yeah, that was one of the guaranteed things. So, I can probably get you a full sponsorship from them if you do a good enough job tomorrow. Have their name on your backs, have them supporting your team name, getting them to buy your outfits, the whole shebang. Don't feel like Eversharp is your brand of choice? Then we can look for someone else. So if you haven't started thinking about your team's name, what I'm getting at is now is the time to start thinking about your team's name. So, anyone got any thoughts on that?
Do we have a home base? Like what city we're from?
Not yet, but you can start. You can make that choice. Since you all started in, where was it? Wasn't Tennessee? It was Milwaukee. So that's where you started, and I'm guessing that everyone is from all over the place.
Milwaukee's best would be my suggestion.
I do feel like I've heard that one before, but that one is absolutely fine. Of course, I'm probably gonna look it up and find out that Milwaukee's best is like
here.
Yeah, here in New York. That would be tragic, but yeah,
low cost beer.
Exactly. Just what everyone needs more of. Yeah, Milwaukee's best. They can work with that. I know that at least some of the team is from there originally. Can't remember. Did our noble, our nobleman from the original set, did he survive or nope? So we don't have to worry about him complaining about anything. So that is fine. Okay, so Milwaukee's best. It is. I'll get the paperwork signed up. I don't think they've got a team currently, and I absolutely know that they would love one of those. So, yeah, I guess the question right now is, what do you need to know from me to help you, show me how to show you the money?
I probably aged myself on that one. That was what we were drinking in high school.
Yeah, that was the cheapest.
Have you seen Jake's beard? Seriously, he's on the he's on the camera right now.
This lower middle-aged man is my son.
Like the new tier system we're discussing here. So
I'm the
Yeah,
oldest. No, I'm the oldest.
if he has any advice on how to get the crowd on our side.
just as a in general thing, well, let's see. So obviously, the more we get you on sets, the better. I've got a couple of ideas for that. We're this commercial we're doing tomorrow, that right there is going to help out and kick you off on your way. So I have to make sure that I've got a call into Milwaukee to see if there's any complications for your new title. From there, we're going to have you travel south, and there's two things on the way that might be interesting. Number one, in the Glens of Maryland, there's actually a casino that's got a labyrinth. Now, it's not. It's under, the underground rule. So, not strictly speaking, a Adventurers Guild protected situation. But still, if you wanted to go ahead and have me enter you in that, it would show you people that you've got some guts. Also on the way is Washington's estate. So, we can go ahead and have you do a photo op there to make sure everyone knows you're loyal to the Empire and all that important stuff. So yeah, it takes fame to make fame, just like it takes money to make money. So we go ahead and start you off with a couple of things to say, hey, look at us. We're here. We're the greatest. That's going to help out a lot. And then just avoid looking to, much like a chicken on the air. That's probably the important thing. Question for you. Who's going to be the face here? We got a good team here. Got a lot of people doing a lot of different things, but is there anyone that you guys are interested in having be, the main person who talks to the reporters, the number one go-to for the in-house interviews? Probably the one that you feel is Mr. or Mrs., obviously, popularity.
Who's doing best on the ratings at this point?
Where is my chart of fame? I mean, obviously, we can look at it from the approach of just straight up personality bonuses.
And that would probably be the Blaster or Ethel, I'm guessing.
So, Deborah is currently, as far as fame points are concerned, sitting at 5 fame. Lena and Cork are sitting at 3. Oh, and George. So, yeah, let's see here. I have a +2 modifier on Ethel. I've got a Winston. Yeah. Your jammer, Lena, even if she is sick with food poisoning. Yeah, those are the big three. All of them at +2 modifiers.
I'm fine with having it be Deborah.
That's all right with me too.
Yep.
I kind of have a fear at this point that Winston's gonna die really quick.
Oh, that is tragic. I cannot imagine
Because he has
for a
barely any
moment.
HP. When you talk about glass cannons, that is exactly what it is.
He's got 9 now.
Yeah.
With 10.
With a 10 armor class.
It's one better
Armor
than
class,
the
schmarmor class. You'll be fine. Well, I can definitely see a plus side of. So it was Lena who had the other one, the other personality modifier, and they're also your jammers, so that's not a terrible combination. Ooh, Dionysus is their patron, so a little bit of the bacchanals, even if that is swapping.
Yeah, it goes well with her beer, I think.
That sounds perfect. Okay. Let's see. We have a face. We have a potential license. I'm going to go ahead and make it a definite license because that is a fantastic team name. As we're going through, you can keep an eye out for someone who might be suitable as a mascot for the team. Advantage of the mascot is they are a non-com who gets to carry your extra stuff. So, you know, good old-fashioned squire thing, if you like. So you don't want to have your bow on your back. You go ahead and have him take it. Call it. I don't know why it's a him. It can be a her. It can be an it. You do what you want. But yeah, just keep an eye out. Maybe you'll find someone on the way. Maybe you'll just call in your third cousin or something like that. That never was going to do well by your parents or something. So that's something for you to be aware of. Yeah, any other questions?
Nope.
Good.
Okay. Well, in that case, Milwaukee's best it is. So that's fantastic. And we'll go ahead and do a fast forward to the most important thing we've got here, which is the next day. Where after you get out of the hotel that you've been booked, there is a car waiting to bring you to the bus. Waiting to bring you to the Eversharp building, which is tall, silver, and has a cross pair of razors framing the entryway. You go in, steel gray everywhere to match the blades, a lot of the furniture, the receptionist uniform, everything like that. So the guy points you to the seats in the reception area as he goes up to the desk. After a little while, an older woman wearing the steel gray dress again, followed by a man who's obviously her personal aide, comes down from the elevators. She and Guy, European style air kiss thing, and Then he leads you to the group. Leads her to your group. Let me go ahead and make sure that I've got the sequence of events logical. And she greets herself. Hello there. I am the Lady Leland Eversharp, the current head of the family's business. The deal I made with DJ Glitterbomb has so far paid out dividends, and I hope that the commercial we're filming today will be the same. We have contracted out for the perfect creature, and most of you will be getting extra rates, so screen extras, that sort of thing. So that will be 200 gold for your day's work. And I believe that I was told that your jammer there, Lena, is going to be the face. They will be getting an extra 100 gold, assuming that they know how to speak properly on cue. So yeah, were there any questions before we started, or shall we go ahead and just get you to your styling and makeup to prepare you for this?
What's the vibe of this commercial? Are we supposed to be as violent as possible or refined like she is?
It is going to be a proper XCrawl encounter is the way that it's going to run. So she would refer to it as, yes, these are being for the commoner. Our slogan is even if you are just a commoner, that doesn't mean your face has to look like a ruffian's. So we are definitely going for the lowest common denominator. So yes, you can be as violent and grumpy as you want to. We'll probably leave out any of the other people's chatting, but past that, it's you want to be flashy, showy, and do as much. The word has exited my head. It's the most important word in the game. When you kill something, you do your personality because you're
Grandstand?
Yes, grandstanding. Thank you. That was exactly what I was looking for. That is an embarrassing thing for the game master to forget, but I guess that's why they call it judge instead, because the lawyers can do all the work. So yeah, grandstanding is as much as you want to. So, any other preparation questions?
No.
Okay. Before I get too far, preferred weapons. Does anyone? Should I pretty much assume that anything you've got as your main weapon here is going to be your
It's still brewing. So.
your preferred weapon? Because some of you get.
No. I shared it.
Simon is going to switch between the sword and the dagger, depending on if he's doing a backstab.
Mm-hmm.
Ethel too. She came with a spear, but staff is her patron's weapon.
Okay.
Joan, I think, is gonna try out unarmed attacks, like full on unarmed.
Makes sense.
At first, see how that goes. And George is gonna use the club. I think Winston's set up, or Matt stepped out for a second. Winston set up the way he wanted it, and I think he's going to switch between longsword and warhammer depending on what kind of opponent he's fighting.
Sounds good.
Slashing, I don't know if that counts in this game, or slashing and bludgeoning and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Fate is kind of the same too, since he's like a sneaky sneaker. I bought him 10 daggers so he can fling them.
Fantastic. They will go somewhere and everywhere. Okay. Looks like it's only going to really matter for Lena. She gets the +1 to her armor class if she's using a long sword, looks like. So with no further questions to ask, you are taken up to the green room outside a filming area. When, as you're going into the green room, you see that they've set up a half set of a old Grecian Colosseum. There's a large door or large corridor, which is probably where whatever you're going to fight is going to come from. You're all dressed up in togas covering up your armor, so don't worry about having to change out of anything. The togas are, of course, gray with the ever sharp logo emblazoned on them. Lena's the exception to the outfits, where she is forced to put on this full leather kit, which is supposed to make her look like Heracles. And she gets to use a giant, safety razor instead of her usual long sword. So she's not necessarily going to have the best time. There are available branded longswords if anyone wants them. I don't know that they'll let you bring them home with you, as it were, but Eversharp does actually make okay weaponry, so you might be able to at least have a little bonus to damage from the sharpness of the blade, if you wanted to, and of course, that would probably make them happy in general. So
I think Simon will pick up one of those if he can.
Greg and
So
Winston
redshirting.
do it also.
And
What was that,
two
Brittany?
of mine. Redshirt and Ethel.
Okay. Let's get this pulled up.
Is it their long swords or they short swords? I can't. Sorry.
They're long swords. Okay. Let me adjust my screen and get things going. Okay. So that's a shame. So I will be playing the part of Lena today. Go ahead and have the other ones deal with the aforejoked food poisoning. Okie dokie. So you are all led to the stage. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got a dead man walking on here still. Oh, right, Steve. Alas, poor Steve. Okay, so as you wait to see what terror awaits you, want to go ahead and set this up with initiative rolls for each judge. Oh, I don't mean judge, I mean coach.
So just the highest one?
You can choose to not do the highest one, but I'd strongly recommend the highest one, yes.
Ew.
That's a start. That was definitely a number. And Brittany's team is there. Team is there. Okay. So, as you stand there, Lena in front, waiting to see what happens, you hear the screeching of a door opening, a cage door opening, and towards you stomps a 3-headed beast, which is almost completely covered with hair, despite obviously being reptilian in form. It steps out from the tunnel that it's been set in and unleashes a mighty roar and then shakes its head slowly to allow the hair to waft in the artificial wind that has been provided for it. We're going to go ahead and just call it a hairdra. And where is my... Go ahead and do a nice roll for him. Oh, this is so tragic for you guys. Looks like it is going to be last on the initiative order.
Oh man,
I know, right?
that's rough.
Okay. Jot this down and let's go ahead and
What's the bonus for the swords? that you
the
said?
swords are going to be +1 on damage, so normal for the actual attack roll, but they've got just that little bit of extra bite once as soon as they hit. Okay, I did not actually put together a map for this, but let's go ahead and assume a 30 by 30 space. There are walls on the two side, and it is in the north. Actually, it shouldn't take me too long to throw something together. All I really need is um is fine. Okay. There is your link. And right now, oh, there we go. So let's go ahead and
I like your choice of icons there.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
that was for my last game. I was doing a solo FNAF thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep that going. I will go ahead and take the part of the monster. We'll go ahead and see if I've got a little wall. We aren't really using this for anything too serious. So yeah, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We will go ahead and okay, who wants to lay claim to Chica?
I don't know what is which.
Chica is the chicken. So I thought that one was a safe one to start with. So the important thing is we've got a bear, we've got a bunny, we've got a fox, and we've got a chicken.
I truly don't care. I'll be the chicken.
Okay. You need a couple
Yellow
of
thing.
extras. So,
Simon, or I want to be the fox.
there's 3 for you. Okay, Matt, you being the bear or the bunny?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay. Well, since we got a jammer here, we'll let them go ahead and be the one with the guitar. So, do I have a correct distance? 5, 10, 15, 20. I've got a measure thing. So, that is 50 feet. I said much smaller than that. So, let's move the fearsome Hydra. Hairdra. Yeah, that'll do us. Perfect. Okay, so highest on the initiative list is going to be Lena. We are just going to have her do her performance of Bufferoftitude. Let's see. Jammer, lionization. And she is going to get a +2. That is not the correct person. Let's try looking at the actual Lena.
Hey, puppy.
The actual Lena is on the top of the stack, as though I was already prepared for this, so doing great there. 1d20 +2 +1. And she gets a lovely number, 21, which means that everyone is sitting on +2 to all their attack, willpower, and reflex rolls. So that I regret her not actually being here to do that lovely roll, but yeah, everyone is going to be on +2 for all of their rolls except for fortitude saves. So after her, we have Coach Brittany. Coach Brittany, who would you like to start with?
How tall is this hair, Joa? How long is it?
Let's see. What have I ended up doing here? That's probably too big.
I can tell you the reason. Basically, I want to cut its hair. So I'm trying
Absolutely.
to decide to climb it first, or if I
Yes.
can just start chopping.
It depends on where you want to shave. I mean, right now, if you're trying to get the actual hair off of its head, it's a little high. I think that the 15 by 15 that I was just measuring, let's go ahead and cube it. 15 by 15 by 15 or thereabouts. So a little bit of climbing would be an excellent start.
Right on. They are both okay. So, Beta and Wretched are both going to try and sneak around to its back,
Sounds good.
which I think is their full block over there.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So you're going to get your +2 on that as well. hide in shadows or sneak silently? Let's go ahead and do the sneak silently for them.
Okay, so Wretched first, she's got +4. Ah, that was not so good.
No, it wasn't. Now you got that additional +2, so it is 7 instead of 5. But
Okay, good.
that doesn't
Still,
change the fact that it's still a a natural 1. So it looked nice for the with the 5 instead of the Okay, so Ratchet is definitely not sneaking here.
what do I roll in a fumble? Is it just a?
It's not an attack fumble, so you're
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Thank goodness. Okay. Deep. Rape. No. Sorry, 1 second. I actually X'd off beta for some reason, but he is +2. And this one is including her +2.
Yes.
That one was 12 to sneak silently.
I'm going to give that one an okay.
Oh, good. Is he able to backstab too, or is that the extent of his thing for this round, turn, whatever?
Moving silently, you've got a... Where's your... 30. Let's say it's this chicken on the edge.
Chicken on the edge.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead and do the attack as well. You can go ahead and throw Ratchet somewhere, and obviously she's not sneaking behind it with that 1, but you can go ahead and let her do an attack as well.
Okay, yeah. Beta is gonna try and sling a dagger at it, like whip a dagger, throwing it at its hair.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, definitely, since Wretched has been kind enough to distract it.
that's beta. God damn.
It wasn't a 1, so we aren't currently
True.
on the fumble table. That's something. But yeah, that was a miss. You probably guessed that, but
And Wretched is gonna poke it in the butt with the Eversharp brand longsword.
sounds good.
That also, I'm guessing, fails.
Yeah.
Glad you're getting these out of the way.
Amen. Amen. Okay. So
But then-
that's half your team.
Yep, Cork is just gonna attack it like normal with his battle axe. He's gonna try and get a wild attack out of it too. So he's gonna be like, "Oh, look, my side is totally open. You should definitely hit Cork." Let's see if it likes this.
That was
Ooh.
substantially better. Didn't roll on the threat range, but you definitely hit it.
Excellent, and that is 10.
Okay, so that's a 7 plus your 2 for your D die, leaves it down by 9, forcing me to do math. Oh,
I also wants to grandstand on that one if that's cool. Like, Eversharp will kill you.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a grandstanding roll, especially since I forgot what it was called earlier. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice.
That's it. Like directly into the camera. Eversharp will kill you. Menacingly.
Okie dokie. And that leaves Ethel.
Yeah, who's next after us?
And not read numbers. Matt's 2. So Greg and Winston.
I am going to bless Greg. I'm gonna try to. Greg.
Okay, okay. I've got my chart up.
That makes one of us. Oh shoot, there it is. Sorry, I don't have my stuff printed off. That's why I'm like out of it.
You're
So, my apologies.
fine. I have all of these. Having it printed out hasn't necessarily helped me that much. So let's not worry about that.
Oh, so it's just here. 20. Oops. Plus her personality plus 2.
Oh, very
Wow, I
nice.
blessed the shit out of him.
You did 21 plus
So he gets
1d4 for the entire rest of the encounter to attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, spell checks, anything and everything they can do. Who did you say that was for?
Greg.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Nice.
Also, one last question for you.
But of course.
Is it the same season? Like it's summer now here. Is it summer there?
For simplicity's sake, yes.
She's gonna grandstand too. Something about it being summer in the sun, since she's hoard, whatever the season god. Like, oh, thanks, Hore, for the sunshine and warmth and being able to give it to my teammate.
Go ahead. Okay, that was not as effective a grandstand, so no. But at least the blessing, which, definitely the important thing,
Yeah.
kicked ass and took names. Okay, so let me go ahead and slide a bird to represent Pork. And you can bless from a distance. Okay, so yeah. Greg has all sorts of bonuses to everything they do. So, Matt, let's go ahead and start with him.
So
Good.
one, two, or
1d4.
And then we have an additional +2
Mm-hmm.
to hit.
+2. Yeah.
This is where it starts getting ridiculous. He's gonna hold up his sword and yell and charge.
Wow.
I need all those bonuses to actually hit.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and keep that 4 as your bonus from the blessing for the rest of it. That's absolutely tragic to you, I'm sure. So yeah, give me damage.
+3 +6 +1d3.
I don't think you do the 1d3 again.
So I get
The deed die of 1 that's been rolled, and so that follows to the damage. I'm doing the same for the 4. So whatever plus 5. And then strength, and then the +1 from the actual weapon. Not bad, not bad.
and then I will do my unarmed strike with this character. And I'll just kick it. So that's a slap.
D16.
3 plus 1, 5. 4.
I think you get more.
Yep, that is also a hit.
You're right, I do get more than that, but that's alright.
Okay.
One d4. Like I was doing the damage. +3 plus 4, 6. 4 from 9. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah. I have to keep track of that better myself.
Oh, I should have had the deed die on those two.
Oh, right. So
all
that
good.
is another one.
Did he already roll?
Yeah. So it would be an 11, but that's alright.
Okay.
I'm good with fixing that. Okay, so that was pretty good by Greg. Let's see what Winston has.
Plus 2.
Yeah.
And then that blessing from earlier is just a damage, right? Or is that an additional 2?
What was that?
The
What are you trying to do?
the AoE blessing from earlier, does that work on the spell casting too?
I am 99.999% sure it does, but let me just go ahead and quickly double check. Attack rolls and skill checks. Oh, it's a they rolled a 21, so no, it doesn't affect spell checks.
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast my spell weave blast. And we can see what effect it actually has. So a 12 is blaster die result plus 1d4. So it would do 2. So when I roll that, is that to hit on top of what effect it has, or do I have to roll those separately?
That this is basically it succeeds or not. So it's very close to a magic missile. So if you don't forget how to cast it properly, it hits.
So you do the blaster die result, which is like
Which is 2.
2 plus 1d4.
So a total of 3 damage.
What is the median range?
It races to 60 feet versus 30 feet. So you could technically try and cast it outside your range and not be able to hit someone.
Okay, with that impressive showing, let's go ahead and go up to let me get grandstand rolls from the two of them.
So this is for Greg.
Ooh.
I mean, it's a +1 from the or +2 from the blessing, so that almost still completely fails, I'm afraid. So yeah, let's go ahead and try all that damage, and unfortunately, you couldn't have the matching grandstand. Okay,
We're in the same boat on both sides.
there we
We
go.
both kind of.
This is the way the dice like to play. Okay, we'll move down to Jake's team.
All right. Let's go with Simon. He's going to do the same thing as the rest. He's going to try to sneak up and then toss a dagger.
Sounds good.
So roll 1d20.
You forgot the slash.
Oops. Roll 20. And do I get the +2
You do.
to attack, reflex, and will to sneak?
Yes,
not?
because that's a skill check, so you do get the +2.
2 + 1 for my 4 for my sneak. Okay, so here's my sneak. Oh yeah.
That one's good. Absolutely good.
Sneaky,
So
sneaky. And then the dagger when you maybe I need some help with this. So when I throw my dagger, that's agility.
yes.
Okay, 1d20. And then I get +2 for the bless or the buff.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit, because this would technically be a backstab. You'd also get your... Wait, how much of a bonus are you getting?
You get a +1.
Yeah. So yeah, either way, go ahead and damage me.
Okay, and so that's gonna be when you throw a dagger. Do you get your strength modifier?
You do not.
You're not. So this is a backs. So I get plus backstab, right?
Mm-hmm.
So which is 1d10 for a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And do I add that to the 1d6 or does that only 1d10?
That's instead.
Instead. Right,
Yeah.
Okay. 5 damage. Okay, that's it for Simon.
That
He
is
says,
actually correct. Go ahead.
He says, how about that haircut?
Okay.
And then we'll go to George.
Actually, I was going to have you do the grandstand check because the Hairdra is down.
The Hairdra is down.
It is.
Okay, so the grandstand, I have no personality.
Eh.
1d20. Do I get a
You get the +2. This is still a skill check.
What's that? +2?
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
11 only.
We did not really want to have too much grandstanding success here, so.
Hmm.
Okay, so as the face of the party, Lena was given a scripted line. Let's see. Going to be outside of the encounter, so yeah, we'll just go ahead and do straight personality. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, we've got another complete failure to grandstand. So, still, they've got nothing to complain about as far as how the fight actually went. So yeah, embarrassingly enough for Lena, it's actually going to be Cork who gets that bonus 100 gold for the because they did their perfect grandstand in there. So that's a shame for her, but kind of funny for the rest of us. So yeah, everyone goes ahead and grabs themselves a check for 200 gold. Cork gets an extra 100. And that is cash, for the record. So, all of your lovely people are in the great city of New York. Is there anything they wanted to do after the filming is done?
So are there magic shops places, or is like the general equipment kind of just what we can find?
I'm going to say in New York City, especially, you're definitely going to be able to find something that can do some magic, but they are designed mostly for the higher the upper crust. So things might be a little bit expensive, but if we're looking for things like potions and that sort of thing, that's easy enough to find. What were you looking for in specific?
We were just looking at some of the gold values we had, and like one of my characters didn't have much they could spend it on
Mm-hmm.
because there's not much for blasters to use money for.
Yeah.
For equipment wise. How much are potions if we go to a shop for those?
I should know this. I apologize. There we go. Let's go ahead and steal from D&D and say 25 gold for a basic 1 to 6 healing potion. And of course, you can pay for that with Adventurers Guild script.
Here's some common potions right here. Healing potions, invisibility. Warrior's tonic. Warrior's tonic too. Your D dies +2 D for 6 rounds. +2 D. What is that?
Dice. +2 the dice.
Yeah.
Guessing. They're just with.
Yeah, plus the plus 2D means that you go from the D4 to the D8.
So 2 dice.
That's pretty good. So that would be 25 gold for that one.
For the healing potion, a one hit die would be 25 gold. For the warrior tonic, that one's going to be. I'm going to go with 100 for that one.
Okay, so per die, warriors, GP. Elixir of stealth would be 1 dice, so that's 25. Or is that 50?
For one turn, I'm going to go ahead and let that one be 25. Yeah.
Winston goes through and says, "My treat, guys, for this," and he's gonna go through and buy 3 healing potions for everybody.
Oh, for everybody.
Yeah,
Wow, that's real nice. Thank you, Winston.
Yeah.
you got the lowest need for cash. 3 for each, so that'd be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. That's 10 of us, so that's 250 gold. So is there any like spending more money on certain things that helps with grandstanding rules or anything like that? Like,
I am going to have to work on that. in the list of possible treasures in the XCrawl's Got Talent, there were some bracers of bling, which could give you, oh, excuse me, which could give you a +2. So, the main problem is that the book is, as we've just discussed, doing a very bad job of giving me actual numbers to work with. So I will be looking into seeing how well I can offer that. At the same time, some of this stuff may just end up being your treasures in the various games.
Okay.
So, as you guys are heading out of the apothecary, since I'm assuming that y'all went in as a group so that you could be rewarded as share out the potions properly, you notice that across the street from you is a wide-eyed little dog-head humanoid, not no tall, I mean shorter than even the halflings, and he's just kind of staring at the group.
Joan goes over and talks to it.
So as she approaches, it starts hissing, "Scrawl! Scrawl!" So are you going to claim one of your XXs as Cobalt or under?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because this is a good enough time. So, which one did you want to go with? The general discussion of the underground, or specifically Cobalt?
Let's do underground. About that. And then I guess anybody have a suggestion for another language? I didn't have time to look up all the languages.
Oh shoot, I should probably do that too for beta.
I can spell language.
Maybe Dragonic? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Oh, they want to call it Dintung. That makes sense. Which is 14. Okay. So yeah, there's the various world languages, the underground creature languages, definitely some of your monsters in the wild countries are going to be speaking Draconic, since that's pretty much who they're working for. So that's a useful one to know. No
I think
Skyrim.
I'll do that. English, underground, and Draconic.
Going along with him, Beta's and English, but I want him to know Latin too.
That sounds lovely. Yeah,
So
that's
you can
gonna
read
be
our legal documents.
damn straight. Where are you in they are? Who did you say was going to be your legalese?
That's Beta. He's my language teacher.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's even better. Okay. So anyway, so Joan is approaching him. He's just going scrawl at her as she approaches. What exactly does she want to go ahead and say? Probably in the dim tongue.
Nice to meet you. Noticed you were looking at us. Are you a fan?
He responds with, "Got talent, got talent." So he doesn't seem to be specific, extremely bright, but he's just looking at you so enthusiastically, and he's definitely
Joan gives a bit of a bow, and a flourish.
and he applauds.
Greg pulls out that little toy sword with our team name engraved onto it and hands it to him.
He gets so wide-eyed at that one. He's so excited, and he starts waving it around away from you, trying to you recognize some of his moves as ones he's seen from the from on the television. So as he's doing that, a well-dressed man comes stomping down the street towards him and says, Cobalt, you get back here. You still have jobs to do. And he runs behind Joan, and the Cobalt runs behind Joan, and kind of hisses.
Joan asks, what's going on, sir?
That Cobalt you're standing in front of is my assistant, my manservant, and he wandered off abruptly, and I need him to get back to carrying things for my wife.
It doesn't appear that he wants to work for you anymore.
Well, that doesn't matter, since unfortunately for him, he is my... Oh, damn it, what's the word? It's hard not having all the brain I should.
Indentured servant?
I wanted to go with something nicer, but let's go ahead and say that yes, we paid for him to come to the surface world. So as long as he wants to remain on the surface world, then he remains in my employ.
What is he worth to you?
I'm
I've been
sorry.
thinking about a flyer.
Well, I suppose I could consider letting him go. It's not like he's the smartest of kobolds. Still hasn't picked up a single word of English, for heaven's sake. Having to remember. I suppose. Let's see. I spent 500 on him, but I suppose we can say 300 if you were truly interested in taking over his contract.
I just happen to have $245 in cash. Since he's not very useful to you.
Do me a personality check.
Does Winston want to help? Can someone aid me?
That's what I was wondering too. I want one of my orcs to go over there and like scowl intimidatingly.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Behind-
I'll allow an aid. Go ahead and yeah.
Greg will also go
I
over
just
and
roll with
stand
his
behind him and kind of lean down his neck.
Suddenly a whole party around.
Oh yeah.
You guys go ahead and do your whatever you're gonna do. Ooh, look at that.
Of course, then we're getting high rolls for helping.
I still have to roll. I guess I'll roll and then we'll add whatever you think.
Okay, that wasn't the worst. That wasn't the worst. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you +4 on that. I'm gonna say that was a 12 because yeah, he's likely to be done with this whole thing, and well, yes, fine. I suppose you can have that here. Let me he like starts going through his stuff to find something that he can write on, and finally finds like a receipt that he's been given, and you know, scribbles down contract of one kobold now being transferred to Joan of the Adventurers Guild for the number of cash, and hands that over and says, "Well, fine, you useless ruffian. I hope you enjoy yourself with your new family."
What's his name again?
He's
kobold?
a kobold. He's a
Cobalt
We have to
people.
name.
yes. If you want to call it something other than kobold, I suppose you have to name him. But yes, he's kobold.
Okay, so Joan leans down to his height and addresses him and says, "Would you like to come with us instead of this mean man?"
He nods extremely enthusiastic and pipes up scrawl again. Obviously he's trying to say XCrawl, but not necessarily having the easiest time with that that first word.
And what can we call you? Name. And I point at him and I say Joan and then point at him.
He thinks for a moment and goes, Scrawl?
All right. Scrawl. Follow us.
Which he does quite enthusiastically.
And Joan hands him her backpack. It says, "Keep the backpack on your back."
He happily puts it on and says, "Scrawl help! Scrawl help! Good."
Yes, you will, buddy.
So, anything else now that you've possibly found a mascot or just a new friend or something like that?
I think George, who is it?
Oh, we're gonna have to get him a team mascot uniform.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some t-shirts made. Can we get a Milwaukee's best XCrawl t-shirt made for
Absolutely.
everybody?
Yeah,
And
that
then
would be.
George, I think George would like one of these warrior potions. Just to try out.
Yeah, I'm happy with that 100 that I offered for that.
Okay.
Mark also wants to buy one of those.
Absolutely.
145.
Like for that one, for the warrior potion, when it says plus 2D, it means you're going up 2 on the dice chain.
Exactly.
instead
So if your normal D die is 1d4, then it goes up to it's 4, 5, 6. I said 8. It's 6.
Okay.
3 would go to 5. I forgot about the 5. I can't imagine why that one is such an absolutely normal number for a die. I have joked before that, you know, of all the strange dice they added, the D5 is the one that I hate the most.
He's weird.
It is so weird. Because it's like it can't decide exactly what kind of shape it is. And the fact that it's got, you know, the flat sides, but those aren't it doesn't seem like it should work, but somehow it does.
Yeah, it is real weird. I'm looking at like my one and I'm like, okay, triangle? Circle?
Definitely something rhomboid.
Yeah, the 7 one is weird too, though.
Oh yeah. They're all hilarious. So, like I said, the question that we have right now is there were 2 main things that he saw on the route. One of them was going to be stopping at the at Mount Vernon to pay tribute to the Augustus Washington. The other thing was if you wanted to get a bonus bout in that Maryland Glen casino. It's referred to as the Labyrinth, and it's run by the Undercities. Or, of course, you can just go ahead and head straight to North Carolina and wait for the main thing to start. What are you guys in the mood for coming up?
I'm in the mood for the bonus
Yeah,
activity.
I mean, like it's still
Yeah.
televised and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm into it.
Excellent. Okay. I'm going to have to confess at this point that because this was a session 0 thing, I don't have that all the way planned. So as far as the game stuff is concerned, we're going to go ahead and start that up next time. But because this is a session 0, any game discussions, any problems, any worries, anything that we want to go over, any other things that like so we wanted to go ahead and magic items that give bonuses to grandstanding. That was one of the things that we want to go ahead and find an option for. Anything else you guys would be looking for, short term, long term, anything like that?
I think so.
I mean, the only other thing I can really think of is like over time, like eventually everyone wants magical gear. I guess
Mhm.
probably the way it is. That's just the obvious thing.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Excellent. That is wonderful.
Perfect.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to say that those shirts are something that Guy can get set up for you, because that's just going to be more that's going to be Milwaukee's responsible, or the beer company's responsibility to who currently owns Milwaukee's Best in our world.
Tours.
Of course it does.
Wait, am I right on that?
Miller.
I was wrong. It used
Okay.
to be Miller Company. They discontinued it in 2021?
I actually don't know that.
But there are a couple of side brands which are still there. So the light and the ice.
We used to buy Milwaukee's Best Light because it was the cheapest.
Well, of course it
Yeah.
was.
It was the absolute cheapest.
It's like that, Schlitz, Steel Reserve. PBR used to be cheap, but it's not anymore because of hipsters.
Still
Oh,
reserve
God, that's
still is really
Always
cheap.
hilarious.
Sometimes it's like $1 for 2 of them.
Yeah.
50 cents for 2 of them on some of their sales. It's ridiculous. Even they're saying, just get it off the shelf.
And Milwaukee's Best, we always called it the Beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is currently Miller. And I'll figure out what to do with that factoid. So, going with that, obviously the name of the game is your dungeon crawls, but um what would you like to see in the future of this campaign? Just world tour, see what happens, or is there anything, any stories or concepts or anything that you'd like me to look into for you?
Beta's looking into becoming a citizen.
Oh, very good.
Cork isn't as interested, but Beta is.
What
That
is a citizen?
So orcs are not citizens. So they are distrusted. They can only live in Reno, I think, unless they live with like others.
Yeah,
Y'all.
as wards. That was the word I had lost when I was trying to introduce Scrawl. So basically, they're adopted for certain values of the word, um, to serve certain purposes. There it is. Yeah.
And if I'm a citizen, I can live wherever, including Milwaukee.
I think travel, travel is of interest. See things other than Milwaukee, and
Oh, we've already gotten you to the well, some of y'all to Florida, the rest of you to the Commonwealth, as it were. But yes, that sounds.
So do you guys want to start off in the poorer sections, or do you guys want to try and hit the richer sections to try and build their fan base? Because we could go the champion of the orc type style, where we're like trying to champion the less represented groups, or we could go the other routes of just trying to get as popular as possible, or
The orcs and one kobold.
That could be cool.
I'm a halfling. Simon is.
So,
I
like,
like that underground thing. Yeah.
champions of the repressed. Yeah, halflings aren't necessarily that well off.
Are halflings considered citizens? I guess
They are.
or-
Yes, they absolutely are still citizens. They're just, they're very they're what's the phrase I'm looking for? Halflings are considered a very stoic, stable people. They're trustworthy to a fault. Mostly because they realize that anyone could punt them out of the way if they became too uppity. And that's why you've got your cook and your gardener as the main two starting occupations for halflings. So anything else you guys want to talk about or come up?
Probably nice to have a base of operations eventually.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Everybody loves a good base. Definitely needs to have a nice garden.
That is certainly doable. Oh no, I'm thinking of the gnomes. Yeah, the gnomes were specifically invited, but the halflings are more of you know, they just came in. They just tried to make their good themselves good people. Is that like the Italian stereotype? I feel like that's the Italian stereotype from the old days. Anything else? Questions, comments, discussion items?
That's it.
Okay, then when shall we three and hopefully +1 meet again? Okay, the 4, but I wasn't going to be counting myself.
When do you go off again?
So I'm gone next weekend. So
2 weeks from now? That works for me.
If the 6th works for you guys, then Lena will be over the moon. She has that day off.
Yeah, 6 works.
Perfect. Then that will be perfect, since we'll have the whole shebang for whatever monster. It's going to be a Minotaur. It's a labyrinth. There's going to be a Minotaur. It's obviously it's in the rules. So yeah, that sounds perfect. July 6th. I will get prepared for y'all. So yeah,
All right.
give you an
Thanks.
extra hour of your day. Thank you for joining me, and we will regroup on the 6th.
Sounds good. Thank you. Hi,
Thank
Kristen.
you.
Bye.
Oh, my cat says hi to you too, apparently.
Meow meow. Understood.
He says headbutt.
Oh, even nicer. Good night.